Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 8 Soviet cruiser Chapayev. It has 12 152mm guns, 6 torpedoes, 58 AA defense rating, a surface detect of 11.6 kilometers, top speed, 33.5 knots, total health, 37,000. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main battery, increase main battery accuracy, reduce the chance of flood and fire, faster rudder shift, concealment. For my commander, situation awareness, basic survivability, basic firing training, faster turret traverse, superintendent, and demolition expert. We are on the map Hotspot, and I've been working my way through the Soviet cruiser line. It's enjoyable. I'm not trying to skip too much. However, I will move on to the next ship if I feel like, hey, you've gotten like 6 great games in the previous ship. You've already shared all those. It's getting a little dry, right? We need some variety on the channel, and for that reason, I'll say, you know what, it's a business expense, let's move on, and that's what I did here. I skipped probably 10,000 XP, 15,000 XP, but that's okay to me, you know, it's no big deal. It's more important that you guys and gals are entertained, and that's my goal. So, on Hotspot, I have come to a stop. I communicated the fact that I was going to use my radar, and then I did, of course, and we engaged the enemy farragut. And then once it's revealed that we see a target, I call it out. So everyone focuses down the target. Oh, nice. 5,100. I'll take that on an enemy destroyer. That's pretty rare. We let out one more salvo. I hit 4. Oh, he's barely... Yeah, he's taken out. My radar, even though it's effective, it has a very small window of effectiveness. Unlike the US cruiser radar, where it has a shorter range, much longer. You could basically kill a destroyer 100-0 by yourself with a US cruiser if you hit all your shots and you were in position the entire time, but that's obviously ideal. Whereas with the Soviet, there's no way you're going to put out enough damage for the duration. That's why you need your friends. And obviously, the US would prefer to have friendly fire on the target as well. Now, I don't know how other players have been using radar. I'm surprised it hasn't made as much of an impact when it was introduced. I know for me personally, whenever I have radar, I tend to have a very high success rate against the target that I'm trying to scout out. I do the exact same thing that you all saw. I call out that I'm about to use radar, I ping the general area of the map, and then once it occurs, my teammates can follow up because I say focus fire, I draw attention to that player. And my selfishness would love to see some sort of communication that I want to use radar in this area as a hotkey. That would really help me out. However, maybe that makes it too powerful. Maybe that sets up the team for an extreme kill shot. It is a little dangerous if they were to do that. However, it would improve the function of radar immensely. We see an enemy Indianapolis. I read the minimap that he was moving this way. I also move this way. I have AP loaded, and we do about 4K. He's got a little bit of angling. It's not ideal for me, but it's not too much that I'm not going to penetrate him. It's just probably not going to get a citadel. And he realizes what's going on. He's trying to maintain good angling. There's a New Orleans that's pushing up very aggressively on the western flank of C. And I'm not really paying attention to that. I'm paying attention to the target that I saw work his way all the way into the open, showing a broadside. I called out to my team, hey, let's get this guy. Looking back on it, you should have killed that cruiser, because that cruiser is out in the open, very close, much closer than this Indianapolis could ever be. But we're doing good damage. He's 50% life. It's not all lost. Teammates are doing good on the New Orleans. You know, maybe this is a play that ultimately helps us win the game, because we're taking out a target that probably wasn't going to die if we would have focused on the easier target. Now, this is sort of splitting the damage, of course. 2 targets are left up longer. And eventually I get the idea, hey, this guy, why is he still alive? Finally, he's taken out. It looked like someone hit a big shot. A single round did the remaining hit points, so it was probably, oh, he's taken out. But right there, that was a little greedy on our team. But we got 2 kills for no losses in the span of 5 seconds. And this game is very close. We do have C, but we are being decapped right now. The enemy battleships have moved over to B, and I am trying to stay back. I don't want to be the closest target. I want someone else to take the damage. The Soviet cruiser line is just too squishy. And you could say, oh, well, no cruiser wants to take damage. Yeah? So, I can do damage effectively at long range. And we lit the Fuso's stern up. It's only one. Most likely he's going to allow the single fire to burn. And his single fire is going to do pretty significant damage. And I think the enemy battleship, the Tirpitz, fired on us, but he missed. Of course he missed. And I'm probably going to just hold my fire at this point. It's not good to be out in the open showing this much. I was recognizing that this battleship was very low, and if we could take him out, that would help the team a lot. I think he's the one who actually captured C, which is honestly a little weird that a battleship was given the opportunity to capture a point. But we're doing really good damage and we take him out. He misses his shells just barely. And there's also another enemy cruiser that is pushing the eastern flank. All of the enemy battleships are all over B. This is going to get out of hand really quickly. We need to at least try and capture a point. I felt like, you know what, C probably doesn't have a defender. We took out the battleship. He's probably the guy who captured it. There's one enemy destroyer that has not been scouted. However, the last known position was around A. It's not going to be a high probability that he chose to go all the way to C. So this should be pretty open. And I really wanted to try and engage that cruiser. However, he's dropping off the detection. It's a waste of my time. And plus he's behind an island. So I'm going to try and keep my guns facing towards B. That is where most of the threats exist. And they are the biggest threats by far. So as I have HE loaded, I'm firing on the targets, looking for a fire. I did try to wait until an island was semi in the way before I engaged. That enemy cruiser is taken out that was pushing the western flank. I don't have to worry anymore. Everyone who is my enemy is in front of me. You just can't be predictable in this position. They did catch sight of me. I was detected by aircraft. The last known position to them, I was headed south into this point. I'm just going to clip the C point, gain a little bit of bonus from assisting in the capture, even though I didn't. But I did assist in making the enemy team think twice before moving over, right? And I'm trying to stop, very much trying. This enemy cruiser, Kutuzov, is out in the open. We'll see how much damage we do to it. This Colorado is also very close. He is not looking at us, thankfully. He's on fire already. Let's work on getting another fire. And he's 30,000. So in this position, what is the goal? Well, the goal is to not throw our ship away. It's easy to lose sight of the fact that you want to win the game. You don't want to win the moment. And trying to win the moment by pushing the enemy away from B, trying to capture B, is not going to win the game. They just have too many people there. But since it's only 2-to-1 capture points, we're pretty close on points, by the way. I feel pretty confident in just trying to do damage and avoid taking damage. We had an assist there by the friendly aircraft carrier. He was nice enough to assist me in killing the aircraft that were trying to bomb me. And we're completely undetected. Now, 50% of my guns are hitting the island. That's not ideal, but at least I'm not taking any damage. And the Colorado is burning bad. He's got 3 fires. He's trying to use a heal. Heal will be effective because fire is light damage and heals do a significant percentage for light damage sustained. But eventually he's going to crumble. He just doesn't have the ability to withstand all that damage, all the dot damage, even the long range, and we don't end up having the last damaging blow. A friendly had that fire, and he burns him down, and the enemy Fuso's like, Wow, you decided to show yourself, so let me fire at you. And considering how open we are, considering how bad our armor is, I will take that amount of damage every single day. And we are able to get some fires on the enemy Fuso. He's got 2. Now that Fuso is not using an upgraded hull. It's definitely not the C hull. It might be the B or the A hull. Interestingly, on the minimap, the enemy aircraft carrier was scouted out. He stayed a little bit too long on this side of the map, and he's trying to retreat. However, he's out in the open, and he's easy prey. And as long as I can engage the Fuso, I will. But I have the ability to just turn and fire on the enemy aircraft carrier because I have range. Now, the smoke was a little concerning to me. I wasn't aware that we had a cruiser with smoke nearby. But he is a friendly cruiser with smoke, and he chose to use it. That's not actually a destroyer. So I wasted the radar. And that's really the issue with radar. If you choose a bad time to use it, it's gone. Just like that, and you have to wait 4 minutes. So in this game, I've used radar twice. One time, extremely successful. The other time, a complete waste of a skill. So, it's about a push right now. This enemy Tirpitz is trying to push forward. He has had some success. I honestly feel like he's pretty good, and I just lost track of time, lost track of what was going on. I take a huge citadel from the enemy Fuso. He took away, what, 20,000? I need to focus the entire time, never underestimate them. I figured he would try someone else. I haven't been detected by him for a while, but nope, he really wanted to kill me. And I didn't catch sight of that enemy Kutuzov, but he was very low. Yeah, there he is, and he's firing on me. But he misses, thankfully. And because the island's in the way, it's not ideal. Plus, we've got a battleship that's trying to take out a friendly battleship. Now, I don't know if the battleship is in a position to go after the Independence, but that destroyer definitely is, and he's detecting me. And we're just a little bit too close to the island. It's so funny. You go into a Soviet cruiser and it's like, I'm so far back from the island. I'm like a kilometer away, you know, based on the distance. And you'll be in the Atlanta. You'll be right up against it. You'll be sitting on top of the island and still be able to fire over it. It's just unique situations that each class has in their favor. And this Tirpitz, he doesn't like what I'm doing. He would really prefer that I die. And I'm trying to get more fires on him. The Tirpitz has a giant superstructure. It's so easy to hit and have HE get fires on the target. But unfortunately, he's directly on, and most of his guns, his main battery guns, are absorbing the HE and not allowing it to hit the deck in all the areas where fires will stick. This Loa Yang, he is actually going after my friend, and I have to focus on him now. And somehow I get a lucky shot and force him to think twice. And the Tirpitz, he's trying to hide. He's trying to avoid... Oh no, he was trying to go after me. He's trying to go after me. Oh, okay. Somehow we survived. We should not have lived there. But since we know he's on cooldown, we are going to try and kill him as fast as possible, right? And he's trying to get just behind the island. We let him just a little bit too much. He actually put out the fire. He sent his torpedoes, but conveniently, there's this nice big opening in between. His guns should be up momentarily. We need to be very neutral and try and fire over the island, not giving him a chance. And somehow we got 2 fires, and they, along with a couple rounds, assist in his destruction. And he was ready to go. He was ready to fire. So we needed to kill him right there. The super low health cruiser is trying to run away, but we're going to try and work him down. Now, we lost the friendly aircraft carrier, and I definitely meant to not go chasing after him. And there's the enemy cruiser dead. I definitely meant to not go chasing after him. It's not worth me dying for the mistake of someone else if I know I can try and help the team win the game. And if I were to leave the safety of the island, that battleship would have killed me 100%. So sometimes you just gotta go, hey, I'm sorry, you gotta die, or you gotta try and run as far and as long as you can. I can't risk the ship, otherwise we lose the game. Now the enemy destroyer, he has solo warrior on the table. We are detected. Since we're detected, I choose to use my radar, which conveniently is backup, and I'm sure he's just shocked by the idea that radar would be available to me. And we catch a little bit of him. He has to be very careful though. He can't go into the island. He can't pull a Notser. If he pulls a Notser, and I choose to use my Hydro also, because the only way he can kill me is with torpedoes at this point. So we see everything, and now radar is gone. But he did have one last little mark, and I just need to remember it. I have such a bad habit of zooming out to check my surroundings, and I lose the precise location where the target has run into the island. And we actually catch sight of him, so he's actually backed up a significant amount. And I did set him on fire. I think the fire will actually stick. And oh, there he is. Oh, he's trying to run away. Get him. Get him. Don't let him get away. And if you notice where I'm leading him, I felt like he was going to move it over. And yeah, we got him. And he pulls another Notser. 2 Notsers in 2 minutes, and there's the game. That game was really close for a really long time, and the team did a good job in sticking it out. We earned Confederate 3 kills, 16 fires, 10 base defenses, 2,335 base XP. And I really enjoyed this game. I felt like the team did a good job not panicking, not overextending, just taking what the enemy would give us. I did around 106,000 points of damage. 44,000 in fires. I hope you enjoyed seeing a pretty close game, I'd say, in the Chapayev. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.